So, like I often say, the main purpose of Buddhist practice, be it sutric or tantric, is to remove this self-flavor from the system. Remove this self-contraction in its entirety. Different the apparent aspects of it, subject self related to the first Bhumi, and then object selves, thoughts, emotions charged with self related to 2 through 6 Bhumis. This 1 through 6 inside the body space, inside the skin, and then the subtle like formless selfing in Bhumis 7 through 10 in the aura. So first, all of selfing, all of self-delusion, all of this contraction happens in this energy system, in this aura of ours, and nowhere else. This is a really important point, way too rarely mentioned and made clear in any kind of teachings and tantric teachings. But that's where the action happens, and from this system, it needs to also be removed, whatever the practices may be. And here we are talking about tantric practice, and you asked Ben, how to work on the aura in the bottom part of the aura, right? So, and also how to make sure that you reach to the end of the aura. So usually, let's do an exercise. So it's much better to do an exercise than me just talking about this. And this is not a difficult exercise. Anybody can do this. Depending on sensitivity, you might get it at first try, or you might need some time to develop some sensitivity, but sooner or later you can actually feel all these things. Everything from Bhumi centers to aura to everything. So it's all verifiable through first-hand experience. So close your eyes. I recommend closing your eyes because then you can feel better without the visual input. And feel the body very lightly. Don't put any needless pressure in sensing the body. Just feel it without any pressure, with concentration. Just feel it like a feather light sense of the physical body. So there's the body. And then turn your attention outside the body into the space around the body, 360 degrees horizontally, 360 vertically, and get a sense of this so-called aura, energy field of ours. Try to get some sense of it. And one very simple way to get a sense of it, if you don't know what kind of sensation you're looking for, is to, the aura is roughly like it's less than meter and a half, like maybe like meter and 20 centimeters from the surface of the skin outwards. So you can use that rough measure, 1.2 meters, and then try to do this, like get a sense of where you are inside the aura, maybe like 1 meter distance, let's say in front of the chest, 1 meter distance, you would be inside the aura. And then place your attention 2 meters away from the chest. So you will land outside the aura. And then shift your attention again back to the 1 meter mark. Feel, taste, get a sense how it feels like inside there. And again, put it 2 meters out. So flip your focus in and out, in and out. Not that fast, but so that you can notice something, make observations. Can you notice the difference? Show me thumbs up, yes, thumbs down, no. Okay, looks like all of you got it. So that's how you know where it is. Let's spend a few more moments. So we were hopping back and forth, 1 meter, 2 meters in front of the heart. And then find exactly where the edge of the aura is. The edge of the aura, it's not like, it's sort of like the edge of a cloud. So there's no clear line where it is. It's kind of a little bit vague. But nevertheless, find it. Find the edge in front of the heart. And then again, if you place your attention, let's say 20-30 centimeters away from it, then it's like blank space, right? Blank space. And then if you bring it back again to the edge of the aura, you immediately start feeling like it feels organic, it feels alive, it feels warm. There's something to sense, something to feel. All right, let's continue our little experiment. Go to the level of your tailbone behind you. You can place your attention first at the tip of the tailbone, very lightly. You're just gently listening. You're not focusing, just listening. Open perception. And from the tailbone, start moving your attention backwards, like slowly, like the speed that I'm moving my finger now. Slowly, letting the point of attention travel backwards. to feel where the edge of the aura is there. Don't try too hard. Ears open, eyes open, senses open. If you complicate this, it will get complicated. Keep it simple. Don't think, feel. You might as well do the same thing. 1 meter distance from the tailbone, 2 meters distance from the tailbone. And hop back and forth. So the same thing. Outside, it's like blank space. Inside the aura, at the edge of the aura, it's like there's aliveness there, warmth. And then finally, try to get a sense of your whole aura, all around your body. Just feel it. Don't think, feel. Let the image come to you. Let the sensation, feeling come to you. It comes if you let it. Outside, blank space. Inside and on the edge, something to sense. Good. So my answer to Ben's second question, how to make sure that you cover the whole thing, is that you can, well, first of all, you should make it part of your practice that you take a moment to find where the edge of the aura is. That's one, but you might not have if you don't have time to do that, if it lengthens your practice too much, then just you know where it is roughly, so just use your combing, use your attention slightly, let's say feet or 2 feet in a space that is 1 or 2 feet bigger than what you know where the aura is. Kind of like an idiot-proof way of doing it. Okay?
I have a practical question. I can't stay Avam as fast as you can. And I run out of breath if I try. So do I just say it at my own pace when you're saying it very fast?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Rinpoche, when I was doing that exercise, the 1 meter, 2 meter, the 2 meter felt a little more open than the 1 meter. 1 meter felt a little contracted.
Okay.
Do I need to do anything with that? I didn't feel the warmth until you mentioned it, and then maybe I thought I did.
And why do you think it felt like you described?
As contracted? Stuff I need to work through, I guess.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But that's also, I mentioned master classes of Tantra, and there I speak about doing the chakra practice, where we shout or chant mantras, also combing practice. There are, first of all, there are the 18 centers around the body and head, and then the 7 centers in all 4 limbs. So that's how you cover the first 6 bhumis. That's how you cover the body space. Really simple. You can also tap it into your body with mantras, avam, 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 like this, as much as you like. But then 7, 8, 9, 10, it's like a thick mattress. 7th bhumi, thick mattress, 8th, another thick mattress on it. It's like one thick mattress on top of the other. So 7, 8, 9, and finally 10. So when we know what we are working on, the bhumi that we're aiming to open or aiming to perfect, this is how we can directly put the mantric power there. Really simple logic, and it works. That's why our practitioners progress so fast, because we know what to do with each stage. And it's so simple. No need for long mantras or difficult, complex practices. Well, Rainbow Body Yoga, we have mudras, visualizations, breathing practices, peaceful versions, wrathful versions. But even then, it's not that complex. It's kind of like a simple visualization with simple breathing practice. So it could be like complex visualization with complex breathing practice. So it's kind of the simplest practices just put together. Yeah. Are you tired, folks? Some yeses, some no's. But also it's a very important point what I said during that calming session, that the bodhicitta needs to be genuine. Because if it isn't, what I've observed in a couple of students is that even if you're using the mantras and calming, you're trying to access these, subtler layers of selfing, you're just waving hands in the air. And no matter how attentively you're doing it, if the heart is not there, if the motivation is not genuine, it's not going to work. It's very interesting. Please.
Actually, I noticed, I think I noticed, it's hard, I get caught up on these, whether I'm psyching myself out about it, but actually while I was doing the combing, there was a few times where I remembered that pointer that you just gave, that it's supposed to be for other beings, and it actually felt like it energized it a lot more, but only for the few seconds that I was remembering it. It's like, it's not enough to just generate bodhicitta beforehand and then forget about it. It felt
Right.
like it was actually more powerful as I was remembering it.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing, bodhicitta, like we have simple prayers for bodhicitta. May all beings be free. One sentence. That's the simplest form. Then we have longer bodhicitta prayers. We haven't recited it at all during these online retreats, but we have on live retreats. It's like a page-long prayer that I've written, like a more expanded version of that idea. But that's the thing. It can be expressed verbally in different ways. Very short, very condensed, to a very long way of expressing it. But it is something that it is bodhicitta, it's the nature of mind itself from the absolute perspective. But we generate it as long as we are samsaric beings, as long as we haven't finished our purification, we need to keep reminding ourselves about it. And then when we do that, we mature. We get it makes the practices work, and then we have the result. And the final result after purification is that you are, Buddhas, Mahasiddhas have that. It's how to say it. It's something that the basic nature is. Wanting freedom, happiness, health to all beings. And it's just of course, what is the external actuality of that prayer? It's a different thing than what it does in our body-mind system. It would be fantastic if the external circumstances, external situation in the world was, if all people were enlightened and in their basic nature. No conflict in the world at all. But it isn't the case. And I don't know if it will ever be. But from the perspective of Mahayana method, it's a way to ripen and to mature and become Buddhas. To finish our job as beings.
I think bodhicitta is only practiced like that.
Oh, Ugi, can you repeat that?
No problem. Can you hear me
Yes.
fine now?
Yeah.
I think bodhicitta is only practiced as a standalone motivation so much in Buddhism, right?
In
comparison to other tantric systems, I haven't heard it stated explicitly.
Yes, this is a curious point. I was mentioning the difference between Buddhist Tantra and Hindu Tantra yesterday evening. And Buddhists have, I guess you could say that, the principles are always the same. But Buddhists have kind of taken a couple of important points and made a method on them. And bodhicitta is one of those Mahayana Buddhists. Of course, there are Buddhists who don't exercise bodhicitta, who have no vow of a bodhisattva. And it's that vow that makes the difference. And also, in Hindu Tantra, there is not that clear distinction between jnana and bhakti, like knowledge and then love, like wisdom and compassion in Buddhism. It's not that clear, but both principles are there. But in Buddhism they have been separated, wisdom, compassion, as two different principles with each their own practices. That eventually, you realize that those two are the same, just like it is taught in Hindu Tantra. But like I was saying, in Buddhism, emptiness meditation is given primary importance, and bodhicitta as well, because you have to have bodhicitta to finish, to come to the end of the whole emptiness insight process. But having said that, there's lots of texts. I can think of Patanjali, for example, who has written about wishing happiness, freedom, to all beings of all classes. So it's there, but Buddhists just made it a thing.
It makes sense that they made it a thing. But yeah, you sometimes hear in the essence traditions that the only actual thing which makes you realize the nature of mind is devotion, and perfect devotion, perfect trust into the guru, the words of the gurus. And I think it's just that's stated most directly, because if you have perfect devotion to the guru, you go beyond yourself, and without going beyond yourself, you're not practicing bodhicitta. So it is also included in the other tantras, because it's in the devotion itself, but it makes sense to stress it out, to point it out, so that you can have an eye on it and actually check your own motivation. Where am I coming from? So that was a good move.
It was a good move, but then there are a bunch of other moves that completely ruins that move. So back in square one, you know. But that's how it is. Things change and get corrupted over time, and there's no way avoiding that. Shake. Release. Shaking the head like a dog. Shake your legs, feet, ankles. Okay. James, can you please do vows and prayers?